Listen, okay, she's some girl. Some girl you dated in high school, okay? I know, I just got some emotions coming up. I got some feelings I gotta deal with.
Hello and welcome to Laughing Jack.
It's Christmas Eve in snowy 1800s England, and in a small house at the edge of town, there lived a lonely 7-year-old boy named Isaac. Isaac was a sad child with not a friend to his name. For most children were spending the time with their families and eagerly looking forward to opening the presents that were placed with care beneath a beautiful decorated Christmas tree. Little Isaac spent this most holy of nights alone in his cold, dusty attic room. Isaac's parents were very poor, but his mother was a strict crow of a woman who stayed at home and schooled Isaac. His father would work long hours down at the London Harbour to support his family. Boy. As the sun rose on that Christmas morning, Isaac opened his eyes to find a strange wooden box in the box, but never a laughing jack in a box. His mind spun with curiosity as he grasped the box's metal crank. Isaac turned the crank, and the song Pop Goes the Weasel chimed in rhythm with the crank's gyrations. As the song came into its climax, Isaac sang along with the final verse. Pop goes the weasel. But nothing happened. Isaac let out a sigh.
It's broken.
He placed the box back down on the edge of the bed and shuffled across his small, dusty room to his dresser, where he changed out of his soiled sleepwear and into his usual tattered clothes.
Glad you asked. I am Laughing Jack, your new friend for life. I'm magical, I never get tired of playing, I'm a whiz at the accordion, and I adapt and develop with your own changing. Productions are out of the way.
With a wave of his hand, Jack made all of Isaac's tinsel kind old woman, whom he had invited over for some tea. Laughing Jack's personality followed suit, while he rotted within his dusty box. Until one very cold December night. The rusty nails that had been holding up the shelf of forgotten knickknacks finally gave way, and the whole thing plummeted to the ground. Isaac heard the loud thud from downstairs and decided to climb up to the attic to investigate. He walked across the blood-stained wood floor of the attic, over towards the fallen shelf. Isaac brushed aside some of the trinkets that broke in the crash, when he finally came across the jack-in-the-box from his childhood. The top of the box swung open, but nothing happened. It was empty. Isaac expected as much, and he tossed the old box in the garbage with the other broken knickknacks. And after the mess was cleaned up, he went to open the door to go back downstairs, but it was stuck. Isaac pulled hard, but the door wouldn't budge. And just then, he heard the most horrible, raspy voice call out his name from behind him.
Isaac.
A cold jolt ran down Isaac's spine, and the hairs on the back of his neck stood straight up as he slowly turned around. All the way across the room by the garbage stood the nightmarish Laughing Jack. He was completely monochrome. His mangled black hair hung down in twisted locks. Sharp, jagged teeth decorated his twisted grin, and his arms hung down like a rag doll, with his grotesque long fingers nearly scraping the floor. Then, with a bone-chilling, raspy voice, the fiendish clown spoke.
How nice it is to finally be free. Did you miss me, Isaac?
Isaac was paralyzed in fear.
But I thought you weren't real. imaginary.
Isaac stuttered. Jack replied with a long, horrifying cackle, giving off a loud crack as the iron hammer shattered Isaac's teeth like brittle clay. Jack dropped the hammer and began to howl with laughter as he tore open Isaac's shirt, taking the sharpest knife. Jack cut straight down Isaac's chest, all the way down past the stomach. Isaac groaned with sharp, stinging pain as the monochrome monster wormed his wretched fingers underneath the skin on Isaac's chest, peeling it back as he would to perform his horrible live autopsy. First, Jack began to pull out Isaac's intestines in the same manner a magician would pull a series of colorful cloths out of a pocket. And then, after snipping off a small length of intestine, Jack pressed one end against his cold black lips and began blowing air into the foul organ. Once inflated, he twisted it up into the shape of a poodle, and with a loud chuckle exclaimed,
I can do giraffes too.
Isaac remained still, in pain and shock, as the clown creature gently placed the macabre balloon animal beside Isaac's head. For his next trick, Laughing Jack reached deep into Isaac's open stomach cavity and yanked out one of his kidneys, holding it in his hand. Jack turned to his captive friend and shrugged, stating,
Kidneys really aren't my thing.
tossing the organ aside. Laughing Jack noticed that Isaac was beginning to drift into death. Contained his very first friend. There are rumors that when the police finally found Isaac Grossman's rotten, maggot-infested corpse weeks later on Christmas Eve, that even though his face had been bashed and torn to bits, he almost looked happy.
Yeah. Well. Dunska. Okay. Well, that's all for today. The reason why I deleted my episodes is because, I don't know. I wanted to restart. Goodbye. Goodbye, my little Anders. And it's 4:33 in the morning.